Hey everybody, I'm Greg.
And I'm Katie. Welcome to the Meeple Society. Today we are going to count down our top 10 favorite
Tile
tile placement
placement
games.
games.
That's a mouthful.
Only for you.
Whatever.
Top 10 tile placement games. Say it really quick.
Anyhow, before we get started, if you would please give us a like, subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content, and of course, hit that bell icon if you want notification of future content.
And you can follow the link in the description to follow us on all of our social media.
All
So
right.
we once again did this on Pub Meeple.
We
I put a
did.
bunch of them up on there as games that we have. These aren't all the games that are out there. There's way too
Oh,
many of them.
no.
These are the games we have and the games that we have actually played.
Yeah, there was what, 100 and I don't remember how many there were, 130-ish games that fell into the tile placement category that
Right.
had that mechanism. Now, tile placement is one of my favorites. That is
Because you like
I
polyomino
love
games,
polyomino
which I'm not a big
games.
fan of, but I'll play them.
So that's my favorite.
So do you think? I'm sure there's going to be crossovers.
Oh,
I know of at
there's
least
gotta
probably
be.
two,
There's gotta
maybe
be.
three. We'll see.
We'll see. All right, my number 10 is a fairly new game. It is tile placement. It is meeple rolling, not dice rolling, meeple rolling. We played this on our 24-hour marathon
And got smoked by
and
Mike
got
Felicio.
smoked. I think we definitely played something wrong, but hey, whatever. But this is Rolling Heights. Rolling Heights is all about building out the city with various landscape tiles. Meanwhile, you are using what look like little one section Lego pieces to build your buildings. You are rolling meeples in order to determine what types of actions you can take for that turn. They do different things based on their color and how well they're standing up, whether they're standing up, lying down, or on their side. Anyway, that is my number 10. My number 10 again is Rolling Heights.
My number 10 is a game. Yes, we did do the Kickstarter on it. We do have a video of it. And it is what I call a double stack tile placement game. Basically, you're building a base and then you're putting tiles on top of it. And this is the Grand Carnival.
Grand Carnival. I love this game. I was really shocked. This one did not show up in my top 10. And that and this is the one right before the video. Is like I was looking, going, how did that not make my top 10?
I don't know. Apparently you don't like it as much as I like it. But this is one that just came back from Kickstarter, or is getting ready to deliver actually on Kickstarter again. They did a reprint. They did an expansion for it to where it has a 6-spot place
with a bigger box.
Yeah, it has a bigger box. It has bigger attractions that you're picking up and new variants to the games and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like this one, and that is I don't know why I keep having to look. The Grand Carnival. It didn't change.
I think half the game is trying to get everything back in the box. So I'm looking forward to the bigger box.
Yeah, well, we have it because it didn't really come with an insert.
It had no insert.
And
I've got a couple bit bins. Yeah, I've got a couple bit bins that hold some pieces. And then it's a puzzle. Game wise and storage wise.
Yep.
So good game. Good game. Yeah, I think this one ended up only because I have more than my top 10 on here at 17 somehow. I don't know how.
Clearly she doesn't like it as much as I do.
I do. All right, my number 9. My number 9 is one we picked up right about our birthdays last year. It was the hot game at the time and was hard to find at first, but I got a copy. But this is Ark Nova. Ark Nova is all about placing hexagon tiles or series of pieces made out of hexagon tiles into your zoo and building out your zoo to accommodate different animals. It is card drafting. It is, oh my gosh, there's a lot going on in this one. The biggest complaint is how long it is. But that's okay. I like longer games where you have a chance to really build that engine. And that is exactly what this is an engine building, tile placement. It's the next best thing to polyominoes. So
Anything's better than polyominoes. But anyway,
I
that's
said
my
the
opinion.
next best thing. I didn't say it was better than.
Yeah.
Next best, like
Anyway,
underneath.
it's still kind of a polyomino game when you're placing out the
Yeah,
the
trying to make
areas.
everything fit. I don't like I said, I love the way the cards work in this one, and drafting out your cards, having to upgrade. You're drafting your animal cards. You're upgrading your action cards, and your action cards get stronger based on how long it's been since you last used it. And it's just a very interesting game. I really like this one. But that is Arc Nova.
My number 2 is
number 9. Did I catch in time?
I'm jumping way ahead.
Okay, wait. If we were at number 2 already, I have a little bit of talking to do.
Yeah. My number 9 is a game we actually just discussed about this game today with our son Justin after we played Lisboa. This is space themed by Vital Lacerda. This is on Mars. This one I think is just because how meaty this game is. I mean, there's 2 places to go on this. I mean, you're either off planet or you're on planet. You're building the whatever you want to call that on the planet.
The surface of Mars?
Yes, your
stations.
It's
what do
something
they call
like that.
I don't know.
But or like I said, you're off planet and you're getting the resources so you can come back and build.
This
and
is a
you
good
can
one.
only get out when you got shuttles and you're scoring points when you're over on the planet side. I mean, it's really good. There's a lot going on. And I think this is one of the ones we played the most of Lacerda's, but yes.
Yes.
But I think my main thing is it is such a heavy game and it takes some time to do. And it's like one big giant puzzle on how you're going to get the most points. So that is my number 9 on Mars.
This did not make my list. How it ended up that far down, I don't know. We'll leave it at that because I do love this game.
I think we need to negate your entire list
for me because I do love tile placement in general. So this was a really hard list for me to make.
I know what your number 1 is, so, and I haven't even looked at your list, so.
You probably do. No doubt about it.
I know exactly what your number 1 is, but we'll get there. We're going to number 8 first.
Okay. My number 8 is one we've had for quite a while. It is by far, well, it's not the longest game we have, but it probably ties for the longest game we have. Very close to it. This is all about building out a city with hexagon tiles. This is The Colonist. This can be anywhere from 2 hours to as long as 8 hours, and we've only ever played it 2
That's when you play all the eras.
When you play all four eras, yes. So this one is played in stages called eras, and each era is designed to last 2 hours, give or take. We've only ever played it 2 players, so who knows what it'll be if it's 4 players.
I don't even want to think about that.
It would be a long one, I suspect, but you're placing out the tiles from the cities, and then you are on top of that, you're moving your person around the city in small increments in order to do different actions. And then those actions are garnering tiles that you are then placing on your player board, and you are building out your individual town on your player board. It is just, I don't know, it's a neat game. Lots of options and lots of ways to explore it.
It's another brain burning game.
It is a brain burner.
Like I said, you got to figure out how you're going to move that.
Yeah.
The guy to get to what you want. So
yeah, you can only move 2 or 3 spots at a time, and your stuff is all spread out. You have to have certain resources to get these buildings built. So it's a lot of planning. But yeah, it's a good one. Do like it. But that is The Colonist.
So my number 8 is an Emerson Masushi game. It is technically a 3D polyomino game. And it's one of the few polyomino games that I like, and this is Foundations of Rome.
Oh, okay.
This one is really cool. It's kind of a cross of a little bit of Acquire, because you're drafting cards. This one you got to buy the cards instead of drafting the cards to get the areas to mark that, hey, this is my area. But depending on the variant you're playing, you could get them stolen from you, or people can buy, which is what I experienced in the second play of this game.
Not at all bitter about this play.
No, not a bit
at all.
But no, this is a lot of fun because you have your own board in front of you, which isn't really a board; it's just holding all your tiles.
Yeah.
Or buildings.
It tells you what your scoring
and
is.
You're pulling out, and it helps you score. Yeah, so you don't really have to look out there, except for certain ones that are going to score a certain amount of things, depending on the type of building.
Where it's at, yeah.
But the round scoring, you can look down and say, okay, I'm going to get this many coins, and I got that many people out, so I can move up that far on the track.
Yeah.
But yeah, although this is one game I kind of just looked off when it first came out, because I got that's way overproduced. There can't be any type of game in this. They're just overproduced it. But I didn't know Emerson Masucci did it right off the bat. And then we got to play it.
Yes.
And then I missed the chance of getting this for free, which is still kind of a sore subject on my side. But we finally got it. I paid a little more than I wanted to, though. But we got it, and it's in our collection, and I'm happy now. So this is my number 8, Foundations of Rome. If
you're curious about the story behind that, go back and watch our Dice Tower West video. I'm sure I'm sure the story's in that one, or one of the F videos where we talked about Foundations of Rome. I'm pretty sure it's in that one too.
And it's on podcasts. I don't know which one, and you would have to go back and listen to all of them.
Yeah.
To remember where it's at.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, so yes, Foundation of Rome's my number 8. What's your number 7?
My number 7. My number 7 is one that we just picked up. We got to play for the first time this past year at Dice Tower West, and we picked it up very shortly thereafter with all of the extra stuff, because this is a game inside of a game. This is Habitats.
Oh, okay. So what?
Habitats is you are building out with square tiles. You are building out your nature preserve, your animal preserve. And the idea is that each tile represents an animal, and each animal wants certain types of habitats, and you're trying to connect different habitats to that animal in order to score that animal. And every one of the habitats has to physically touch that tile, but yet they can snake off. It plays in that aspect very similar to Nova Luna. That was the first game we played with that mechanism in it. The game inside of the game is the upgraded animal pieces. There's these beautiful wooden animal pieces.
Why do you talk about game inside of a game? Now I get it.
There are these beautiful wooden animal pieces, and there is one represented for every single tile in the game. And when you score the tile, you take that animal piece instead of the little check mark the game comes with. You take that gorgeous wooden animal piece and you put it on the tile. And half the game is spent trying to figure out which animal is the one that goes to this tile. So it's this little weird game inside of a game to make sure you got the right one.
Got it.
But I love the way this one plays. It's so simplistic, the way the Jeep moves around, and so you don't have access to all the tiles, just the tiles in front of you or beside you. And it's a fun one. I like it. Very simple. But that is Habitats.
So my number 7 is kind of following with Foundations of Rome. This is Acquire.
As I said,
this is probably one of the first games we have that really dealt with stocks.
Yeah.
For the most part.
That we liked.
Yes. But yeah, this one's really cool, is how you are claiming tiles and playing the card to put the tile out. Yeah. But now that tile technically isn't yours anymore. It's just part of a hotel, and you're trying to join hotels together and buy stocks and have the most money at the end.
Yes.
By what stocks you are, because you're buying and selling stocks. And really like this one. Avalon Hills. Yeah, no. I had to look again. Acquire.
Last time it was me that kept having to
I'm like, how is this one of my favorite games if I can't remember the name of it? But yes, that is Acquire at number 7.
All right. Number 6.
Number 6.
My number 6 is, I'm starting to see a theme, but I think, well, no, this isn't the end of the theme. My number 6 again deals with wildlife. This one is based in the Pacific Northwest. It is gorgeous hexagon tiles and wooden discs depicting 5 different types of animals. This is Cascadia. You are again building out habitats for your animals. There are 5 animals in every game depicted on little wooden discs that are placed onto various hexagon tiles as you put them down. You don't necessarily have to put the disc on the same tile when you pick it up, but you're drafting one of each every turn.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the game, you're scoring your animals based on some cards that have been set aside at the beginning of the game. And this is where I think the game shines, is that there are so many scoring variations for every single animal. You have like 5 or 6 different options to score, and you can mix and match. And so every game could be different if you wanted it to be. But the tiles are beautiful. It just came out with an expansion that is very much on my wish list.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really enjoy this one. It's so simplistic. The rules are so simple. It's so easy to teach, but there is so much strategy involved in making those animals land exactly where you want them to, so you can score them. So, but that is Cascadia.
My number 7. No, we're at 6 now. I cannot count.
We are at number 6. I did say 6 at the beginning, didn't I?
I don't know. Rewind.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yep. So my number 6 is actually the first crossover, which means I like the game more than she liked the game.
But I said it first.
So it's which means you didn't like it as much as I liked it.
Because
it's ranked higher on my list.
Okay. Well, there's only 5 options here. So,
which means this is one of the 3 crossovers I think I said. No, this is Ark Nova.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, so pretty much everything you said is that. And the one weird thing about it, though, that I'm not quite sure about is the way it scores.
The scoring is
because you could end up with negative points, or you could end up with just 2 points and win the game. So
yes, it is a very unusual
it's as they cross,
process.
and then however you subtract this one from that one, that's your end scoring.
Yeah.
But I do like it. Actually has breaks. You get to take a coffee break.
Yes.
Now, do you get real coffee? No, but you can make it thematic and have a coffee pot sitting at the end of the table and say, "Hey, I'm getting coffee. I'm taking a break."
There you go.
But yeah, this is a lot of fun. It's a big puzzle that takes a long time. So
yeah,
of course I like
trying to get all your animals to score, and love it.
Now, does it make it to the table a lot? No,
unfortunately not. No, but we just got the expansion.
Yeah, so we got to.
So we're gonna play it. Hopefully to deep dive it soon. So we'll see. We want to deep dive the expansion.
Yep, it's on the list up there.
So all right. That's your number
6 is Ark Nova.
Number 5. My number 5 is, I don't know if this is a newer one or an older one. I'm not sure. We just discovered it at Gen Con and played it once, immediately got into line to pick it up. But this is Acropolis. Again, city building. The tiles you are laying out are all essentially 4 hexagons that are linked together. Each one of them depicts different types of city architecture in different colors, and each one does something different. Each one scores a little different. Each one wants something different to score. Like the red is military, and it wants to be on the outside of the city to defend the city. And the bazaars all want to be separate from each other because, they each want their own set of customers, and the housing all needs to be grouped together. And it's just very interesting how it all fits together, because on top of that, you can build on top of the city. You can go up in layers, and the higher the layers, the better they score, if you can meet the qualifications to score them. On top of that, there are tiles in there that have just little stars, and that's what you actually need to score. If you skip those, you don't score anything. It's just very interesting the way it all plays together. It's a tile drafting. So you put the tiles out and everybody is drafting in turn. It's one of those where you're paying a resource in order to draft something further down the line, kind of like the Spice Road or something like that. But just a really neat city building tile like placement game. But that is Acropolis, my number 5. Yes.
Well, not in my top 5. 15.
Really? Okay.
Anyway, so my number 5 is a game we've had for a while. We taught this at Dice Tower Retreat to 2 new people. We actually talked somebody into buying it at Dice Tower West. And we have a big fan of it here in this house, other than the two of us. This is
Oh,
Flotilla.
yes.
Our son's fiance, Journey, we've talked about. She
Yep.
is a big fan of this one. This is
She
great.
is.
It has a lot. It has a lot to do with the card you're playing, but you are putting out on when you're seaside. You're putting out the tiles to be able to dive down and get the resources to send them to the market or to sell them to the market and everything. But I think the best part I like is once you go topside,
Yes,
or sky side, and you've got to figure out the puzzle of how you're going to put this flotilla together and score the most points out of it.
Yeah.
But that's not where the puzzle starts. The puzzle actually starts down below. I know this is the way I play it. I figure out what color I'm going to want to build and focus on tiles that are going to try and give me that.
Yeah, I don't go that deep with it.
But yeah, so then when I come up, I make sure I've got the resources, most of the resources to build the tiles I've already put down. So
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, but it's another long puzzle game. This is a 3+ player game, though, so we don't get to the table much. But I know if we pull it off, I keep looking up there because it's sitting up there.
Yes.
But I know if we pull it off, say, hey, we're going to play Flotilla, and just let that ring out toward where Journey's sitting at the time, she's usually okay, I'm in. But that is Flotilla, my number 5.
Number 5. Okay. Well, my number 4 is an older one. We've had this one for a really long time. Matter of fact, I have a couple versions of it. Anyway, my number 4 is King Domino. King Domino is a very simple, it's a domino lane. It's tile placement, but each of the tiles basically resemble a domino with two different sides with two different sides to the domino. And each side typically is a different terrain. Thank you.
Some are the same.
Why I could not come up with that word.
Some are duplicates.
Yes. So some of the terrain, it's all the same. Others are not. The idea being that just like dominoes, one of those two terrains has to match up to something else on your board. So it either has to touch a similar terrain or it has to touch your castle itself, which is typically sitting in the middle, but not all. It doesn't always end up there. It starts there. Doesn't always end up there. But
well, on yours it doesn't. Mine it always does.
Mine just depends on how it all plays out. We'll see. But so you're placing your dominoes out, trying to build your various terrains. Again, this is another one with multipliers. There are crowns on some of the domino pieces that are your multipliers for that terrain type, and you're multiplying your crowns by how many tiles you have of that terrain to get your final scores for each of the I want to say habitats, each of the terrain styles. The trick with this one is that you have to stay in a 5x5 grid. You cannot go more than 5x5 on your tiles.
There's a 7x7 grid too.
The 2-player variant is 7x7. Yes.
Yeah, that's what we normally play.
And that's typically how we play it. But we have the regular version we've had for years. For my birthday, way too long ago, I was gifted the colossal version, the giant version. I absolutely love it. But I'll tell you, man, when we play it in a 7x7 grid, it takes up this table. We each have to sit on opposite sides in order to play because our grid gets that big. But I love it. It's just super simple to teach, quick to play. It plays in, even at 7x7, it's half an hour at most. So, but that is King Domino. My number 4. Yes, 4.
Not in my list.
Does not surprise me.
It was a fine game when it first came out.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of okay.
I like breaking it out every once in a while. It's one of those games I can play without having to dig through the rules to look at anything.
Yeah, we just
think
pull
about
it out and play it. If you put the expansion to it.
If I put one of the expansions in, I've got to stop and think about it.
Yep.
But to just play the base game, which is how I like it. I like just the native base game. It is so simple and so easy to get to the table. And it's a great welcoming game for new players. So yeah, absolutely love this one.
Okay, my number 4 is a space game that we've had for a while now. I don't remember how we got it. I know we didn't buy it new, so we didn't pay full price. I don't think you picked it up at Goodwill, but I think we may have bought it off a marketplace or something like that.
I'm
And
lost.
this, huh?
I'm lost. I'm
And
not sure.
this is Eclipse New Dawn to the Galaxy. This is the first edition of Eclipse. I really love to play the second edition because it looks so cool. The tile laying part of this is when you're discovering new areas.
Mhm.
You're pulling one, whether it's in area 1, 2, or 3. You're pulling it out and you're putting on what it needs to be, and then you have a chance to take it over. But if there's a ship there, an alien ship there, you got to battle the alien ship first. But I really like this. This is a resource management game with the tile laying aspects of it, discovering, and then you can also fight over those. And we had played this with Ben and Connor, I believe, for when we were doing the E's, and I was building up so much on mine. Ben was building up so much for his, and he's like, "We have to have an epic battle." So he attacked me, and we had it out, and I ended up winning.
This didn't even make my.
But we even have the upgraded ships for this one too.
We do.
Which because before it was the same ships that are like in Imminent Domain. It was the exact same ships.
Yeah.
So, but just the different player colors. Now with the upgraded ships for this version of it, they have different ships. I believe in the new one too, they all have different ships for the different factions. But I really like this. I mean, there's so much replayability of this because you can play a different faction, different upgrades are going to come out. It's just really cool. I like this.
I agree. I definitely like this one. I would have to check, but I think this might have been a half price books.
Possibly, yeah. This one is. This gives me the itch that I need if I really, because I really want to play Twilight Imperium.
The baby brother of
Twilight. A lot of people say that, and other people says it has nothing to do with Twilight Imperium, but it gives me that itch. It's like, oh man, I really want to play Twilight Imperium.
I see the
but I don't have enough players to play it. But me and Katy can sit down and play
12 hours.
But me and Katy can actually sit down and play this 2 players, and it is actually a decent game.
Yeah,
most of the time we stay away from each other though, but that's just the way we play. So yes, number 3. Number 4 is Eclipse.
Okay.
The New Dawn of the Galaxy, not the second Dawn.
Right. Yeah, the first edition. Yes. Okay, my number 3. My number 3 has been one of my favorites for a very long time. It is an older game. We still have the original version. It is. I've never ranked all my Steffenfeld games, but I would have to bet it's probably my favorite. I caught the eye roll in the monitor. Oh my God. Okay. So you want to tell them what my number 3 is?
Castles of Whatever.
Castles of Burgundy. Anyway, number 3. Yeah, my number 3 is Castles of Burgundy. With this one, again, hexagon tiles. You are placing out tiles in order to kind of build out your kingdom. I don't think it's called a kingdom. There's a word for it. I don't remember what the term is, but you are gathering the tiles from the central board using dice rolls for them. You get 2 dice that you are placing on the board in order to do different actions. There are ways to mitigate those dice and increase or decrease the values of them so that you could do something different. In the bulk of the game is you are collecting the tiles in order to put onto your kingdom. The trick being that you have to use those dice to get them into your kingdom with specific dice numbers, and they have to all be touching. You can't just willy-nilly put them wherever you wish. They have to be adjacent to something that's already down. So that makes it a little trickier sometimes, and you're trying to complete certain areas to score. And I've just always loved the puzzle of this one. We have the dice game, we have the card game. I don't like either one of them nearly as well as I do those physical tiles. So, but yeah,
it's a fine game. Okay, it's not one of my top Steffenfeld games, and it didn't make my top 15. So.
I'm sure it didn't. It probably didn't even make the top 50.
So that was
the Castles of Burgundy. We still have the original version. When the second edition came out, I was all excited, and then I saw a copy of the board and thought, nope, that's a little too much color for me. Edition, did not like that one at all. I love the box. Did not like the board. And then the newest one came out, and by that time, I think we had hit big box overload.
Yep.
And that was just one.
Well, you also said you didn't want to pay that much because I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, and that was
you
the
wouldn't
other
get off
thing.
the shelf because I wouldn't want to play it
Exactly.
that
That
much.
was the other piece of it is I knew you wouldn't play it with me very often, so there was no point in paying that kind of money for it. So, but anyway, my number 3 is Castles of Burgundy.
My number 3 is crossover number 2. Can you guess which one it is?
Well, it's definitely not Castles of Burgundy or King Domino. It's got to be Colonist.
It is the
Okay.
Colonist. This is what got us into liking
the big
heavy
games.
long games. I mean, some people this isn't a heavy game, but it's a big brain burning long game.
If I had to say, I would be between a medium and a heavy. You know what I mean? So
this is the game. The first time we played it, we walked away from it after playing it. It was like, or actually, the first time we played it, we only played one era.
Yeah, one or two.
First time we actually played all 4 eras in one day. We walked away from it. It's like going, that was exhausting.
Oh, but we had done it, and this is maybe one of my best memories of this game, is we really wanted to play all 4 eras, but we had other stuff we had to get done that day.
Yeah.
So you were in the middle. Yeah, you were in the middle of doing some project in the garage, and we had chores that had to be done still. So yeah, we would play an era and then get up and go do a couple chores. And
chores. It sounds like we're living at our parents' house. Oh, we got to go do our chores.
I mean, I had to do laundry and normal household stuff.
There you go. That works.
And
sounds better than chores to me. But chores, I feel like I'm back living with my parents.
Oh, whatever. But you'd go put another coat of stain on whatever project. I don't remember what project.
I think I was making a headboard for the
guest
possibly.
room.
I don't know.
Maybe I don't remember.
It was anyway, something.
It's just I remember that being so satisfying. It was literally the whole day playing this game with 1 hour breaks in between each era to go do what we had to get done. Yep. So it was nice.
So it's a lot of fun if you get a chance. Play it. I don't know if you can really find it. I don't know if I don't think it's in print anymore.
I'm not sure.
I haven't really seen it. No, I have seen it in some of the stores around the country that we will pull up into. But if you can find it, this is one you probably want to play before you buy it because it's not cheap. But so if you have a chance, play it. Just play an era. You don't have to play the whole thing. So, but it's worth playing. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the Colonist. My number 3 and the second crossover.
All right. I
like this game better than you too. Anyway.
Something tells me that neither of my top 2 are going to be in your top 10, but we'll see. I don't think we're going to have that close of a crossover. I have not crossed over.
I need one more to get my prediction right.
You said, I
said 2, 3? Maybe 3, probably 3.
Okay. Well, we'll see. All right. My number 2 is again a newer game. I kickstarted this game after really enjoying the first one. The first game put out by this company was Serengeti, Life of the Serengeti. Oh. This one is Life on the Amazonia.
Surprisingly, it didn't make my top 15.
Well,
I have sucked at this game every time we played it.
Okay. So Life of the Amazonia is, shockers, once again, building out habitats for animals. Is anybody seeing a theme here? It's about
she likes to build habitats
of the game. All right. So with this one, the idea is, again, you are building habitats for animals. The tiles are series of hexagons, which are placed together to build out your habitats. Certain animals require certain habitats in order to thrive, in order to score. So there are 8 animals portrayed in each one of the games. Again, each one of those 8, very similar to Cascadia. There are multiple scoring options on each one, so you can pick and choose as you please. As a matter of fact, I think one side of one of the cards is even blank. You can make your own scoring options if you really want to.
How many people really do that?
I probably never will because I'm never going to run out of options. I'm never going to run out of.
I know, but there's other games that do the same thing. They give you blank cards to do things. How many people actually do that?
We never have.
I don't know. We should make a poll.
Yeah, absolutely. In addition to playing out those, you are also at the same time, you are building trees because some of the animals want to be near trees. You are building out water lilies because, again, some of the animals want those. You are collecting. This is also a bag builder. That's one of the primary mechanisms in this one. You are purchasing new tiles in order to put into your bag, and then from your bag, you're drawing out tiles in order to build the flowers or the water lilies, to build the trees, to attract the animals. Just a very interesting game. There's a lot to it. The pieces in this are phenomenal. The animal pieces come standard.
Well, you got
in
the
every
upgrade.
game. I did, and the trees and the water lilies and all the tokens, those are all upgraded pieces in mine.
You got the little wooden waterfall.
I even got the wooden waterfall, but the animals come standard. The gorgeous wood animals that, and
well, that's like part of Bad Comet stuff, because
they are
Serengeti
beautiful.
was the same thing.
Yeah, Wild Serengeti was the same way. Absolutely gorgeous components. So, but anyway, yeah, that is my number 2, Life of the Amazonia.
Okay, so my number 2 is the other crossover I believe will happen.
Oh, okay.
Which is
this made what number I 2 on your
is
list.
Her number 1, and that is Planet Unknown. This is a Kickstarter. Yeah, I cannot believe it either, though. But this is a Kickstarter that she backed without my knowledge. Then she showed it to me. I was like, what kind of game is that going to be? Because I never heard of the publisher. I never heard of the designer. And I'm like going, I hope this is, I mean, looking at the box, I was like going, okay, we'll see what it is when you get it. And we got it. And we've played I think we've played every one of the different.
We've played lots of combinations.
What do you call that?
The corporation.
Corporations. I think I've played every one of the corporations. We have pretty much played all the planets.
Yeah, one of us has played every planet.
It's a good thing that the Kickstarter is going to be coming in fairly soon.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Early next year, I think.
Did I say what your game was? Planet Unknown. If you haven't figured it out yet. If I didn't say it, just rewind, let me know. It is Planet Unknown, is my number 2. But yeah, I think the part that I like the most is playing the tracks.
Yes.
It's not
got that
I mean,
tech tracks.
Filling in the planets and everything to do the stuff on the tech tracks is fine. I just like manipulating the tech tracks. Okay. Yeah, so this one's a lot of fun. If you've never played it, you need to play this. This is a good one. This is one tile placement game that is polyomino that I really enjoy playing.
Apparently,
we've played this a lot.
2.
We've played this a lot. And we have a video for it too.
We have a video for it. We played it on the 24-hour marathon. We have taught it to a lot of people now. And it's spoilers. It is my number 1. I absolutely love this game. I saw it when it first hit Kickstarter, and I hemmed and hawed, and I didn't back it, and then I went in and I late backed it. And it was delayed and delayed and delayed, and I thought, oh, okay, because it was a first-time publisher, but something about it kept calling me back to it, so I kept coming back to it.
Well, it has that Lazy Susan too.
It does. It has a Lazy Susan in the middle, that's why it kept getting delayed, is they couldn't get a Lazy Susan design that they really liked.
Yeah, because we went through a couple of different variations of it. And I'm glad the expansion now comes. You can actually get the lid for it, because the original did not, and it had the box lift. And
So, but yeah, this is, I mean, like I said, everything you said with it, it's polyomino tile building onto your planet. The Lazy Susan has 6 different quadrants, so you can play 6-player. Whoever's turn it is gets to choose which quadrant they're picking from, and then everybody else has to pick from the quadrant that's in front of them. And you only have those 2 tiles to choose from in that quadrant. And then you have to figure out where you're going to put it on your board to make it make sense, so that you can get some benefit out of it, hopefully. I mean, you've got, like I said, the corporation boards and the planet. It just, I love this.
The whole thing. This is like a puzzle with tech tracks to go on. So
yeah, it's a good one.
So yeah,
absolutely a good one. I'm shocked that only one of my top 10 is actual polyomino.
Yep. So Planet Unknown is my number 2, and your number 1.
My number 1.
So my number 1. Can you guess what my number 1 is?
I should know this. I know it's gonna be a duh when I do. Okay, I don't know. I have no idea.
This is a dinosaur theme park type of game.
Duh.
This is Dinogenics. And it's a little bit bigger than Dinosaur World. I think those two are like really close though, but I would still pick Dinosaur Island over Dinosaur World because I think it's more thematic.
You mean Dinogenics?
Dinogenics. What did I say?
You said Dinosaur Island.
Yeah. I picked Dinosaur World. Well, no. Dinosaur World's way over Dinosaur Island. Dinogenics is over Dinosaur World. Wow, I feel like an episode of Airplane.
Anyway,
So, but this is all about building your park, trying to get the dinosaurs onto it,
yeah.
trying to build buildings to give you bonuses, trying to keep your dinosaurs at bay. You got cards that you're collecting to collect the DNA to be able to build the dinosaurs. You got, I call them spy cards, but they're not really spy cards. But it allows you to do other things. Like one of the cards is you can steal the dinosaur recipe from somebody else to put out a dinosaur. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, you're rolling dice to see if your dinosaurs go wild and start attacking people. Yeah, like I said, I think this one's a lot more thematic than any of the other dinosaur world or dinosaur islands or Duelosaurus.
Yes, I'll agree there.
Yeah, so Dinosaur Island is not my number one. Dinogenics. It's been a long day. Dinogenics is my number one tile placement game.
Okay. All right. Well, that is our top 10. We had 3 crossovers, so 17 good games.
What do I win? I guessed it.
I'll let you cook dinner tonight.
I already cooked dinner every night.
Anyway, all right. Honorable mentions. Honorable mentions.
So what was your 11 through 15?
All right. My number 11 was a Polyomino, Wild Wild West.
Mm-hmm. I'll try that one higher.
I was too. Maglev Metro. This one probably would be if we had played it recently.
Well, that too, and we have all the new maps that we have not played with
we have not played them yet. My number 12 is Maglev Metro. Absolutely love that game.
Not on my list.
Shocked it did not go higher.
Wild West.
My guess is a lot of these are higher because we've played them recently. So that's my guess. Number 13, Quadropolis. Again, another city building. Really, I really enjoy that one. Has a kind of a mechanism like Meadow, although this came first. Whereas you're laying a tile down and picking so many over to draft that tile. 14 was Calico. All about attracting cats.
Were in my top 15.
And my 15 was Trailblazers. New one. It's not really tiles, it's cards, but same difference.
Okay, so my number 11 was Suburbia, the collector's edition. I like what that one brings, although it's a pain to get out.
Yes.
12 was Dinosaur World.
Wow.
13, which I was surprised wasn't on your list either, was Coal Baron.
I don't remember where that landed. I'd have to look. But no, too many others I enjoy. They come off the shelf more often.
14 was Alhambra.
Okay.
I'm liking Alhambra.
That used to be
and we have the New York version of it too, which is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
And then 15 is one game I know will never be on any of your list. It probably won't be in your top 100 list come the beginning of the year, and that's Galaxy Trucker.
Yeah, no, that would, I mean, I could go get the rest of my
list. You
hate
that game. I love that game.
It was a number 120.
That's a fantastic game. You just don't know what's good. Obviously from your list. Anyway. There goes my snacks.
Okay. Anyway, that is our top 10 favorite tile lane games or tile placement games. Let us know what some of yours are.
Yes, please, in the comments.
Tell us whose list is better. Anyway. You gonna do it? What?
I was just looking at your list again.
Got a lot of really good games on my list.
Until Katie knows how to build a good top 10 list, we'll see you at the next one.